Well, it's Thursday, so it's time now for our weekly tech talk. On deck for today, tattoos that can be used as computer passwords, a bill that will make it legal to unlock your phone, and the Obama administration announcing a blitz against patent trolls. So lots to talk about today, and I've got the perfect person joining me to help me break this all down. Charlie Warzel is the deputy editor at BuzzFeed Forward, and Charlie, let's get straight to it. So this morning, the House of Representatives heard testimony over the issues of unlocking phones. What does it mean, first of all, to unlock a phone, and why is it illegal in the U.S.?
Well, to unlock a phone, essentially it means once your contract is up, you're able to then go on and continue to use it. And you can put in other SIM cards on it and use other carriers instead of being locked into the carrier that your phone was bought with. So essentially, this is something that is unique to the United States and the rest of the world. The SIM cards are very interchangeable, and it is something that the Librarian of Congress in January of this year ruled against because of copyright laws. And so this hearing I think we saw lawmakers and the witnesses come out basically in favor of allowing people to unlock the phones, and sort of this general agreement that we need to be able to let users unlock their phones without facing sort of jail time or fines or any sort of repercussions. So who is this current law hurting? Well, that's sort of the big question. A lot of people are sort of wondering why, and a lot of lawmakers ask today, why exactly are cell phone providers, wireless carriers, why are they subject to copyright law when it comes to something like unlocking your phone? It sort of seems like there's a disconnect there. Obviously it locks you into new plans. It allows you to, it helps these companies get more money, but it is sort of stifling to the consumer. Sure. Now, let's talk about this act that they're trying to have passed. It's the Unlocking Consumer Choice and Wireless Competition Act. Will it make a big difference? What changes does it really propose? Well, it's not. Certain people have come out and saying it's not far enough, and that some lawmakers have said that really what needs to be changed are some of the copyright laws. And there's still sort of some comparisons to 2011, 2012, and the Stop Online Privacy Act, where there's a little concern that some of the lawmakers in Washington don't quite understand how these copyright laws can affect innovation and how they can really sort of stifle the way that we use the internet, the way we use our electronic devices. So there's a feeling that this might not be going exactly far enough, but it's a good step forward. And you sort of saw today that both lawmakers and the witnesses were in favor of allowing users to unlock their phones. And Charlie, as I understand it, this, as you had mentioned, has some limitations. One of them is that it wouldn't legalize the tools and services to facilitate unlocking, and the other is that it doesn't allow people to unlock their phones permanently. So are there any other kind of shortcomings of this legislation that you know of? There's one that was discussed is that it really only applies to phones and not all mobile devices. It doesn't apply necessarily to tablets if you are locked in with a carrier on a tablet. So I think it's only part of what needs to be done. But I think that everyone was sort of in agreement today, moving forward, that this needs to be ratified. And let's switch gears now and talk about an interesting new little invention. Motorola, is looking into technology that would make it so that you never forget your password. I'm talking, of course, of electronic tattoos or even pills. You're looking at one right there on your screen. So do you think this has a chance of actually catching on? Well, it's definitely one of those science fiction inventions that gets everyone talking and excited. And when it was unveiled at the All Things D conference by Motorola, it's something that's very exciting to people, and it comes at an interesting time because there's a lot of password and online security concerns. I know that people are entering their passwords in an average of 39 times a day. So it can get a little bit dicey, and passwords are becoming easier and easier to crack. So this is a really interesting device. It's a little futuristic, and I'm not so sure that it's easy to implement, but we'll certainly see.
Not to get a little science fiction-y on you, but you did on me, so I think it's fair game. But is it possible for someone to cut the tattoo out of you, just like they did in Minority Report? They ripped the eyeball out of someone?
I mean, that is certainly, I guess, a kind of a morbid possibility. Really, I think that this is a technology that's a little bit down the line. Motorola sort of admitted to that when they unveiled it. I think there's also the idea that you can take a pill that will react with the enzymes in your stomach and sort of allow you to enter in based off of either a signal or an enzyme that is emitted from your fingers. So that's also another way that you could do this, where I guess you wouldn't be subject to having the password cut out of you. But either way, I think we're a little ways off. It's exciting to think about. The future is kind of almost sort of here in some ways, I guess you could say.
Oh, the things that people are willing to put into their bodies to avoid actually doing any work, like typing in passwords. But let's switch gears again, Charlie. On Tuesday, the White House announced that it was issuing an executive order to crack down on patent trolls. First of all, can you explain what a patent troll is and what they do?
So a patent troll is someone who goes and procures, we're talking a lot about technology here, so someone who goes out and procures a patent. And once they secure it, they don't really do anything with it. They're not using it to make a product per se. They're using it instead to then file a lawsuit later on. And often they choose not to disclose that they have the patent. And sort of it's basically a trap to extort technology companies or other companies that are actually making a product and actually trying to drive the innovation cycle forward.
So how would the Obama administration even be able to go about pursuing these people and these businesses?
Well, the first big thing they did this week is they released a pretty comprehensive study that shows just how much patent trolls are actually stymieing innovation and how much that they're costing these companies. I know that in 2011, it cost technology companies $29 billion, and that's just in 1 year. And since 2010, you're seeing over a 30% increase in these patent cases. So I think the big thing that they do is to educate. And then after that, there's a series of reforms they're trying to enact, such as allowing, when you're filing for a patent, making these companies disclose a lot more information, show that they actually have some sort of use instead of simply just securing the patent and moving on. And there's also a lot of change in terms of how the courts will reward these sort of patent suits.
All very interesting. Charlie Warzel, Deputy Editor at BuzzFeed Forward, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.